Khayalethu Magadla's father, Khayalethu, says he's disappointed and hurt by the way he was treated by police and EMS when his son first disappeared. The 6-year-old fell into an uncovered manhole near his Dlamini home in Soweto last month. Joburg Water and EMS personnel were finally able to recover his body 3 weeks later. Family and friends remembered little Kaya at a memorial service in Soweto today. An eNCA reporter, Lindokuhle Xulu, was there and he joins us now. Lindo, little Khayalethu being remembered today. What did Khayalethu's father have to say about search and rescue operations as they unfolded? And that must have been a very harrowing time. What was his experience?
Well, a very difficult time in all for the family. They had their son missing for about 20 days. We know about the story, the scope of work for emergency management services. They had to go through about 9-kilometer pipeline, ensuring that he's not stuck there. That is about 30 manholes that they had to check before they got to the split chamber where they eventually found him. But today we were taken back by the father to say that just before we experienced all of these horrors, we actually had more traumatizing situations that we experienced in terms of before you guys came, before emergency management services came, and this was on a Sunday when Khayalethu Magadla went missing. What we understand, according to the father, is that when they went to the police station, when they couldn't find Kaya, this was at around 9 p.m., they went to the police station, they opened the case, they were given a case number, but unfortunately they couldn't go, they were not sent back with a police vehicle to help search. And only after the uprising of the community at around 1-2 a.m. in the early hours of the morning, when they still couldn't find Khayalethu Magadla, that was when the community went to the police station, and therefore they then received help. So they are talking about, the father, Khayalethu Magadla, was talking about how traumatizing it was for them, having lost a child, not knowing where he was, even before the peers of Khayalethu Magadla actually revealed that he fell into a manhole. They're saying that they believe that this process could have been much, much quicker in terms of understanding where he is, and also in terms of perhaps trying to put in rescue efforts before, it was too late. So those are some of the stories that he's recalled. He did not mince his words. He felt very disappointed about the system, and even going as far as feeling disappointed about other systems that had played, basically saying that, government is not taking care of his people. And this is one of the instances where he believes it was, clear to see for him that really there's no one but themselves that they can depend on. Perhaps if you can take a listen to a bite there, just an omission of what he had to share in front of mourners, in front of friends, in front of, the people that had gathered there in the community of Dlamini to come and actually pay some respect and listen to some of the words that would be shared around Khayalethu Magadla, the 6-year-old, and what type of person he was in his short life that he lived.
Safika police station ngo-12 o'clock, sathola i-attitude. Yazi sitholeni? Sithole i-attitude. Sithe masifika lapha kunekhona epolice station, namanje lento isahleli la ememorini yami ayikasuki. Ma ungena kwi-entrance, ungena ngegate, kunomnyango uzinekhala ublue mangabe uhlala khona epolice station. Uvaliwe lo yamnyango lapha. Kunephepha abalibeka la kule fridge yecoke. Kune fridge yecoke emela. Ngisasene clear picture of everything what was happening there. Nize nibone ukuthi uCity of Johannesburg unglimaze kanjani. Unglimaze several times, many occasions, up until azazothatha umntanami engumgodi wakhe egcineni. Afike azongipha amazambane nekhabisha, ngazi noma ucabanga ukuthi ngiyingulube noma ngiyidonki. Ngibhlungu ngezinto engizenzwa uhulumeni engimsebenzayo. Mina ngine-sub number, ngimember, 372 477. Ichintshile ithi 100 111 76. Ngumsebenzi mina weminyaka. Sebenzela lo hulumeni ongizwisa ubuhlungu namhlanje.
Lindo, the emotion is unmistakable, but if you could just translate what Khayalethu's father was saying for us.
Well, Khayalethu Magadla's father then speaks about the instant where they went to the police station. This was in the early hours of the morning where the police were not coming to help them with the search and they couldn't find the 6-year-old. And he speaks about things like a fridge that was there at the police station. He paints a picture of how the police station was looking like, but he says that he's doing this in order for us to understand the trauma that he still suffers, because he could identify exactly what was there even in his brain. But he speaks about the fact that there was no help, and speaking about the things that I've said before in terms of saying that they literally had to have an uprising as a community and actually march to the police station before they could get some form of help there. But he also speaks about the fact that he's a municipal worker himself, and I did say that he felt disappointed not just by South African Police Service but also by the city of Johannesburg, even with the understanding of saying when the mayor came to their home, they said they'll be helping them with all sorts of things. But he says right now there's a sort of a U-turn that has been done. They've only been given vegetables, and he says that they were under the impression that they would be helped. But of course, we did speak to acting mayor, Mr. Harris, who basically told us that they could have helped them if the funeral was in the city of Johannesburg with logistical things and as well as some of those services. But he was explaining to us that he's disappointed at all of these things that have culminated into what is this story we know today. But he also spoke about emergency management services, rescue teams. He says that recovery teams as well. He says he was quite impressed that they wouldn't let off in terms of looking for his son. But he says that when he was there, because some of them did not know him, the manner in which those things were being conducted, he feels that really there could have been, some more experienced people that would have helped make this particular process faster. But we are here today. They had a memorial service and their son was missing for 20 days. But he just spoke about a lot of things that he was not impressed about when it comes to the responses from his child going missing.
Difficult situation for the family, and especially the way it was handled. Thank you so much for that update, Lindokuhle Xulu, talking to us about the memorial service being held for Khayalethu Magadla.